Hi guys, Lizzie McGhee here, Grafton Barber TV. Little did I know in 2007 when I visited my very first Dublin City Tattoo Convention that it would be all the way going in 2018 at the convention centre, getting bigger and better every single year. Back in the day, tattoos were considered a tribal thing or something that you got if you were in a gang. So going from backstreet city places into mainstream city places, this is the place to be. Guys, does it hurt? How long does it take? Japanese, Polynesian, pin-up girls, what's the fashion? Let's go talk to some artists and we've got to find out some things. Not that you're thinking I'm actually not jumping in here to get a tattoo. I am disturbing the lovely Nico as he's doing a lovely Polynesian design here. Hi Nico, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
Very good. Nico, you are Polynesian design there.
Yeah. My tattoos are inspired by the tribal. Yeah.
And Nico, you came all the way from Italy today.
I came. Sorry, what?
You came from Italy.
Yeah. I came from Italy. I'm from Milano. Yeah.
And how long are you tattooing?
Almost 3 years.
And Nico, is Polynesian inspiration, is that your forte?
Sorry?
Polynesian inspiration, is that your speciality?
Yeah. I like the Polynesian style because it's developed only by freehand. So with the freehand tattooing is different than stencil because you can follow the anatomy of the body on the single body. Everybody is different, so I draw and I follow the lines that of our shapes. No? Okay. And it's a little bit longer, but
it's a good job.
It turns out amazing. How are you doing? You're sitting there for quite a while.
Oh, I'm very, very well. He's the best here.
And tell me, have you followed Nico's work on Facebook or on the internet?
Yeah, and the Instagram. I found him in the Instagram.
And is this your first tattoo with Nico?
With him, yeah, the first tattoo. But I need more. Maybe not now, but in the next year, I'm gonna make a more tattoo with him.
And is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention or have you been here before?
No, I never. First time here.
And where are you from?
Brazil.
Oh, wow. And is all your other tattoos, are they from Brazil?
Yeah, this tattoo is from Brazil.
Amazing. Well, you look like you're sitting really, really well there. I won't disturb you any longer. Guys, thanks for talking to us. We'll be back to see the finish.
Yeah,
thanks, guys. This very brave man is sitting here getting the most beautiful, realistic tattoo I've ever seen. Guys, how are we doing?
Great. So far it's great. We still have a bit of work, like I'd say 3 hours left, but we are working since only a half hour and that's great. He doesn't move. It seems all right so far. So.
You're a Belgian tattoo artist.
Yeah, I just came for the weekend for the convention, but otherwise my shop is in Belgium. Yeah.
And is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention?
Yeah, it's the first time I come to Dublin. Yeah, to the convention. I mean, yeah.
And how did you find the Dublin audience? Were they very good? Were they receptive?
Yeah, it's great. There is a lot of people, and people are coming for walk-ins, and they are asking for designs and tattoo. No, there is a big crowd here, and they are good.
Portrait or realism? Which is your favourite?
I like portraits and creepy portraits if possible, but not everyone likes creepy, so the portrait I love to do.
And who trained you to be a tattoo artist?
It's a tattoo artist from Liège in Belgium, and I've been trained for a couple of months, and then I created my own business.
So how did you get into tattooing?
Sorry?
How did you get into tattooing?
He did my leg at the beginning, and after talking more and more, we became friends, and he seen that I was interested into tattoo. He said, would you like to try? I said, yeah, I would like to try. And then I tried, and I drew more, and I was getting better, and I started tattooing.
Fantastic. I'm going to speak to this brave boy beside you. Brave boy, hello. Introduce yourself to the lovely people at home.
How are you?
We're very good. What's your name?
Liam. Liam's my name.
Liam, you have some tattoos already, but this is, the first one on this arm, is it?
First one? Yeah, the first one on this arm, yeah.
And this is your first tattoo at the Dublin Tattoo Convention, is it?
Yeah, myself and my girlfriend actually came yesterday. We didn't plan it, just to look, and we ended up getting 3 tattoos. I got 3 tattoos, she got 2 tattoos.
This is a very brave couple. You have the dollar signs, the American dollars, in what's going to be a beautiful red mouth. What's the inspiration behind that?
I think it looks really cool, that's all.
Is it not her lovely lips now that's on your side of your arm? Come on, now, tell the truth, Liam.
It's really not. I just think it looks awesome. That's all.
You look deadly. You look like you're sitting like a rock. Guys, I'm going to leave you to get back to work and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a million. I managed to sit down beside Liam's lovely girlfriend and I'm laughing at all the cling film that's around her because she was very brave and she got like 3 tattoos. Look, she can't even put her shoes on, guys. She can't even put her shoes on because she's sporting new ink. So tell me, lovely girlfriend, what's your name?
Neve.
And Neve, is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention?
It is, yeah. First time here.
And is this your first 3 tattoos or are you tattooed already?
I'm tattooed already. I have another 5, I think, under my clothing. So I got my first tattoo on my arm a few months ago and I wasn't planning to get any tattoos. We just kind of wanted to have a look around and the artists are amazing. It's too hard to pass up.
And when you were here yesterday and you got 3, did you get all the same artists or have you gone around different booths and got to different artists?
I actually didn't get any done yesterday, so we had a look around and we weren't even going to come back, but we were like, you know what, we'll regret it if we don't. So came back and I got them off different artists.
And where did you come from today?
Swords in Dublin here.
And would you come back to the convention again?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I didn't even know it was a thing until I heard it on the radio.
So you've heard it here first, guys. Neve, she started off with, coming here with no intention and now she's leaving with 3. Neve, thanks for talking to us. Guys, in case you didn't like your ink today, I'm here with the lovely Jennifer. She is going to talk to us all about tattoo removal. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello, how are you?
Are you getting loads of business from all the inked people here today?
A few of them have come over now and we've handed out some flyers and the whole lot, so we've sent them prices and everything, so it's been quite good. They're getting cover-ups and everything, so you've got a bit of both cover-ups and then you've also people that would like to remove it completely.
And tell me, Picosure, that's the name of your machine. What's so special about Picosure?
It's Picosure.
Oh, Picosure.
It's one of the fastest lasers. It actually does it an awful lot quicker. It breaks it down. The body is actually what it does the work. The specialist, he's been doing it for over 20 years, 25 years. So the clinic is really one of the top, one of the best. There's not many of these machines in Ireland. It's one of the fastest. It is the world's fastest. It's one of the best machines going. So.
And tell me, on a level of pain, how painful is it?
Well, I've 3 being removed at the minute, so.
Brave girl.
Yeah. My pain threshold is kind of high, so it doesn't bother me. My back now, however, that does. It can be quite sore. Some people, it just depends on the person. It is a bit sore. It's kind of like an elastic band being flicked, but also with heat. So.
And Jennifer, tell me, how long roughly will you have in sessions before you actually see the ink breaking down?
Well, on the one on my back, I've only had 3 done, and you can kind of see it broken down a bit. It's actually broken down quite a bit. I don't know if you want to have a look at it.
Yeah, we'd love to.
So you can see here, kind of broken down.
Okay, amazing. Yes, it's all dotted, like it's actually grey almost.
Yeah, and then this one here as well. So this.
Oh, that's nearly gone.
Yeah, so this was red. So you see it removes colour as well.
Is there a rumour that green is the hardest tattoo colour to remove?
It is, but it's not impossible to remove. So it is.
And when you're finished, will you have no sign of ever having a tattoo here?
Sometimes there can be a little bit of a shadow, but it's going to look like my other wrist. So I can't wait for that day.
So do you think you'll add to your ink collection when this is gone, or are you done?
No, I'm good. I've got 6 at the minute and 3 are being removed, so I'm good with the ink for now. So, which is, yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Jennifer. So lads, you've seen the lovely Jennifer. It's working for her. So if you need to get them removed, this is the lady to call. Guys, it's actually a really exciting moment for me. I've just met Phil. This is the first man that ever tattooed me. Back when he was an apprentice in 1997, Phil.
Probably around then, yes, yeah.
So since then you had a tattoo studio in Cork.
Yeah, I had a studio in Cork for about 10 years. Tattoo bed and breakfast that are around there. But that's since closed and I've been freelancing ever since around the world. So.
And there's a little rumour that you sold your business to Wildcat Ink.
Well, it was originally Celestial Ring that bought it off me, but they later became Wildcat Ink, I believe,
And Phil, you're fairly tattooed now yourself, so where's the most famous country, the best country that you think you've tattooed in?
The best country I've tattooed in? Probably Indonesia.
And do you have any tattoos from Indonesia yourself?
I do, yeah. I've a big piece on my side, all hand tapped in the jungle by a tattoo artist called Durga.
And you trained under a South African man.
Yeah, Manik, or Martin, or Johnny Lawless as he's known these days, actually, to be more precise, yeah.
And do you feel that you learned a lot from him, or was it your worldwide training afterwards that taught you the most?
Definitely a mixture of the both, but Martin definitely taught me a hell of a lot. Yeah, he taught me pretty much the basis of what I needed to know to carry on learning around the world, you know.
And Phil, what brought you to Dublin Tattoo Convention today?
Oh, just to come in and support the local show and check out the new young artists around the town and see what's happening, like, you know.
Is there anybody here that you think is one to watch?
Oh, there's a question. One to watch. What do you reckon? Well, Mark Boyle is good, I suppose. He's doing some interesting black work and dot work. It's just kind of my field and stuff. There's a lot of young guys here doing really interesting colour work and stuff that are surpassing people that I like what I was doing 10 years ago. There's some really great people here, but I'm more into the black work world than the colour world. But you know, everybody here is of a high standard.
And do you feel you get some ink added to yourself today, Phil?
I've no more room.
You've heard it here yourself, guys. He started on my journey of tattoos and he has no more room. So look at me in 10 years' time, I'm going to be like Phil. Guys, thanks so much for talking to us, Phil. Guys, I'm here with the lovely John from Global Tattoo Suppliers, a Liverpool man. He's very kindly agreed to talk to me. John, this is a lot of products you have sitting here.
Yeah. We try and cater for everything that the tattooist will need at a convention and at the studio.
And tell me, are you selling more black and grey or colour?
Probably more colour these days.
Why do you think tattooing has become so big over the last few years?
People want to be in with the scene, and the scene is tattooing and body modification in general, I think.
And I see you've got a few tattoos yourself, John.
Yes.
And do you want to talk me through where they all came from?
A lot of them are apprentices at our company's tattoo studios. They've got to learn on something, and it's best if they learn on human beings. Then they get the full reaction of how people will react when they're being tattooed and whatever. Some of them are things that are prominent in my life, like the rosary around my neck is for my wedding to my third wife, and I have the square and compass on the back of my leg, which is because I'm a Freemason.
Oh, how cool. And John, how did you get into selling tattoo equipment and colour? Because I'd say it's a very niche market.
Yes, I came into it strictly by accident, because the company that I work for is owned by my brother and his business partner, and literally by accident, because I was a maintenance officer in a high school before I'd done this. Slightly different? Just a little bit, yeah.
And John, do you have the tattoo numbing cream, first of all? And second of all, does it actually work?
Tattoo numbing cream contains lidocaine, which is a local anaesthetic, and lidocaine products in the UK tattoo industry are banned.
Oh, so that's me told. So there's no actual quick fix. You have to literally just take the pin.
Yeah, man up, take it. If you want the tattoo, take the pain that goes with it.
And tell me, I always see with tattoo artists, they have the bag over, I see you have them here, that goes over the wire on the tattoo. What's that actually for?
It's to save on cross-contamination. You will see a lot of tattooists will either wrap or have a bag over the machine as well, over the cable, over the bottle that they use, and it's all hygiene methods to limit cross-contamination.
And the machines, how expensive are we looking?
Anything from a professional tattoo machine will go from about 250 up to 500, 600, 700, 800 pounds.
And do you guys supply the needles as well?
Oh yes.
And 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 pounds. Do you get insurance to have such a machine in your building?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And is that again a niche market?
There will be several of them. Most tattoo artists will have upwards of 6, 8, 10 machines, if not more, if they're a collector.
And so, John, when you're doing shows like this, because I'd say you do a lot of conventions, do you ever be tempted to add to the ink collection?
Not anymore, no. I've given up now. It's a few years since I was last tattooed.
Speaking the words of sense, this is the lovely John. John, thanks so much for talking to us. I'm in a very male-dominated room, so I'm so excited to be here with the beautiful Megan B. Hello, Megan.
Hello.
Megan, you're a Northern Irish tattoo artist.
Yes, just outside Belfast, yes.
But more importantly, you're a girl tattoo artist.
Yes.
And tell me, Megan, how did you get into tattooing?
Well, I went and looked for an apprenticeship. I always studied art, and I decided to try and find a career to do with art. So I done a lot of drawings at home, and then went out and got an apprenticeship, and went from there. And I'm still going. So.
And do you remember your first tattoo and who you did it on?
Yeah, myself.
Oh wow!
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty scary, but it was fun at the same time. It was nice to do the first one on yourself, and then friends and family. Really, from then, yeah.
How long is a tattoo apprenticeship?
I don't think there's ever a set time limit. Everybody's different. Everyone that's teaching you is different. Everyone that's learning is different. Some people say they're never really out of their apprenticeship. You're always learning. But I think the person that's teaching you will let you know when you're ready. So a lot of people, it's usually maybe 3 years or something like that. But it's a long enough process. It's an individual thing. It's hard. Yeah.
I believe that pin-up girls and anything girly is your niche market.
Yes. Anything pretty, sparkly, girly, I'm all over it, I love it.
And how did you find your niche thing that was what you were best at?
Yeah, well I think you want to practice a bit of everything, I don't think it's nice if you can find your own style and stuff, but when you're learning it's definitely better to try everything. Otherwise how are you really going to know? And it's good for experimenting with different styles as well, so just practice everything you can.
And when you're doing a pin-up girl, obviously you've got facial features. Are features of a face very hard to do?
Yes, they would be one of the hardest things to do. Although, do you like drawing and tattooing girls' faces when they've nice makeup and stuff on? I don't know if I could do it on myself, like in real life, but I like all the girly stuff. Faces are hard. Portraits are hard. It takes a lot of. I think you want to be drawing portraits for a long time before you're going to tattoo them anyway, definitely.
And tell me, something I'm really interested in knowing, who sits better, girls or boys?
Oh, girls, every time.
I love it. So what do you think the female tattoo artists, it's growing, like Kat Von D, the girls from Tattoo Fixers, the girl Megan, another Megan from, New York Ink?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's more, tattooing's become more now, it's more artistic rather than whether it's a male or a female. Girls have a different touch to their tattoos, and it's a very individual thing. A lot of girls feel more comfortable with a girl tattooing them as well if it's maybe an intimate area. But yeah, there's definitely, I think it's really exciting. There's a lot more females.
And tell me, you're in a room with a lot of icons today. Any of your heroes here?
Well, everyone's excited to see Jose. I actually met a lot of new artists here, which is great. We love coming down to the conventions. I've met a lot of lovely artists from France. The female artist beside me, Sarah, she's French, and she's lovely. She's really nice. She's really feminine, pretty delicate tattoos as well. I think everyone just bounces off each other. Like, you can learn a lot from each other. I love working with the guys as well, though. We have really good banter, I think.
Is this the shop that you apprenticed in, or is this a new shop for you?
It's been a new shop for me, just under 2 years I've been in this shop. But the guy that I apprenticed with is very good friends with my boss, so it's all kind of everybody knows each other sort of thing. It's like a little community.
So what do you think of the fly on the wall reality TV tattoo shows? Would you be interested in taking part in one?
I don't know. I don't think I would. More just, I think I'd be a bit more private. I don't know if I'd want my face everywhere. I'm quite happy just. I appreciate my customers like locally and stuff, and I'm not sure if I'd want to do a TV show, but I'm sure there'd be a lot of people that would.
And tell me, you say your customers are all locally. Do you have anybody that travels to you?
Yes, we have people that travel. Well, we're in Bangor, just outside Belfast. There's a lot of people that travel down. A couple of, it's a small, Northern Ireland's small, you know, so it's, people come down for a couple of hours on the train. We do have people that travel in, definitely. It's not just the town itself. We definitely have a lot of, and it's amazing to think that people just come down to see you, and they look forward to spending the day with you, and they're like your family, your customers as well. It's great. I love it.
It's very intimate because you're sitting with somebody, you're touching your skin for several hours.
Yeah.
And Megan, does Northern Ireland have its own tattoo convention?
It does, yes. There's 2 conventions in Northern Ireland. There's the one that is the Northern Ireland Tattoo Convention, and there's another one in Belfast called the Titanic Tattoo Convention. It's in the new Titanic building, and they're both brilliant. Brilliant atmosphere. We love it. We decided for a bit of a change. We come down to Dublin this year, and we're really glad we did. We've had a great time. It's been a busy weekend. Really good.
Well, guys, you've heard of her first. We met the lovely Megan. And boys, girls, sit better for tattoos. Megan, thanks so much for talking to us. Okay, guys, I may have lied about the girls sitting better than the guys. This is the lovely Kairos, and look at him. He's sitting like a rock. You're getting your thigh tattooed, Kairos?
What you say?
You're getting your leg tattooed?
Yes.
And what are you getting done on your design today?
It's a warrior, now he's doing the background.
And you're very heavily tattooed. Is it like 99% of your body?
Yes.
And is Marco always your tattoo artist?
For 90%, yeah.
Wow. And you guys came all the way from Holland today?
Yes, we came from Holland, about 2 days ago.
And is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention?
No, the third.
And you tattoo each time you come over?
No, I'm not tattooing. He's tattooing, but every time I go to the convention, he's tattooing me, yes.
And when you started tattooing, or getting tattooed, what age were you?
That was 4 years ago, so I was 50.
You are not serious. In 4 years, you have completed nearly all of your body.
Yes. Every week, 4 or 8 hours.
How is your pain threshold so strong?
I don't know, it's not so bad. Only some places, your armpits and...
You have the actual, guys, if you can see here, you can see the inside of his armpit is actually tattooed. That is absolutely insane. There's such detail in your artwork. What's the inspiration behind all of it?
I was stabbed 3 years ago, and that's why I have the warrior. He is not afraid of no one. That resembles me.
And when you say you were stabbed, where was the whereabouts in your body did that happen?
My stomach.
And you have a tattoo cover that now?
Yes, I had a very big scar here, and here, and here.
You can't really see the scar. I can see very vaguely right here the scar, but everything else is tattooed.
Here's also one, and there was a big knife of 25 centimeters in my hand.
So have you got a guardian angel on you as well? Because clearly you have one.
I must have one.
That is absolutely insane. And you have no fear of the needle at all?
No, not at all.
So every week do you book in with Marco then and get something new put onto your body?
Yeah, or we continue what he has already done. He's done my whole back piece, my ass, my legs, everything.
And tell me, what do you think is the sorest place you've got done?
The knees, armpits, and the ribs.
And so when you finish with the body, because you've not got very much left to actually do you think you'll start on your face or your head?
No, never face, never neck.
And so what are you going to do with all the spare time? You're going to have 4 or 6 hours extra every week?
Maybe I'll laser everything and start over again.
Guys, that is amazing. You are so cool. Hello, how are you? I found a very cool man with very cool hair all the way from Florida.
Oh yes, that's right. All the way from Florida.
Is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention?
It is.
How did you find the Dublin people? How receptive were they to your ink?
Very receptive. Oh, perfect. Excellent. Fabulous.
Have you entered today's competition?
What's that?
Have you entered today's competition?
No, not today.
And what's your speciality?
I do a lot of black tattooing, black work.
Dot or Polynesian style?
I'd say like neo-traditional.
And where did you start your tattoo career from?
Orlando. So yeah, I got my master's degree in fine arts. And I started tattooing.
And straight away into a tattoo apprenticeship, or were you self-taught?
Self-taught.
That's exciting. Was it pigskin or real skin you started on?
Real skin. Real skin. Oh, yeah.
And do you remember your first tattoo and who you did it on?
My neighbor Bill. I tattooed him like 10 times in like 2 weeks.
And is Bill still letting you tattoo him all this time later?
Oh yeah, I covered Bill. Bill's covered.
And tell me, what brought you to the Dublin Tattoo Convention?
Dublin's just fantastic. It's wonderful. Great place to be. Been here many times.
And so your needles that you use, what size?
Depends. I have tons of different kinds.
And what is your favourite style to tattoo?
Bold with strong line work so the tattoo lasts.
And so is there any of your heroes here today?
My heroes?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a good question. Everyone's my hero, you know? Lucas is my hero. Right there. I get to work right beside him.
Is it quite intimidating that you're in the room with all these amazing tattoo artists who are internationally acclaimed and you're sitting beside them?
Oh no. Everyone's mellow. It's a small community of people, you know?
Those lads, I'm in with the lovely Danny from Wildcat Inc. He's already told me don't touch anything here because it's contaminated. Danny, you've just finished an amazing piece, I believe.
I did. It was very nice. Turned out pretty well. Took like 4 or 5 hours to do, so quite happy with it.
How do you hold your concentration for 4 or 5 hours?
I've always been able to just zone out and never pay attention when I'm drawing, so like the second I get into drawing, I stop paying attention to everything else around me. So it's pretty handy for me. It's like my escape.
Danny, I'm looking at you because I can see you without the hood and the hat on you. You're very young.
I know, yeah, I'm only 25. I'm only tattooing 4 years, but I've been into tattooing literally the last 10 years. Himself there gave me my first machine before I could even tattoo, and was like learn everything about that, learn how to take apart, fix it and everything like that. Done that, 2 years later I was tattooing. So
And Danny, I believe you work in the Stephen's Green branch of Wildcat Inc.
I do indeed. It's very good up there. Everyone treats me really nicely and it's run like a proper business.
Am I right when I say that Wildcat Inc. is like one of Dublin's longest, most established tattoo shops?
100%, definitely. There's only like 1 or 2 shops that are around even close to the same time, so, and we have a pretty good reputation anyway. So.
And tell me, what's your thing? Are you a black and grey man or are you a colour?
I like doing black and grey, but I do colour as well.
And when people come into the shop, what is your number one most annoying question if they ask you?
I wouldn't say it's an annoying question. I'd say people who come in with no ideas and they're just like, I want a tattoo and I want you to pick it for me. That's the kind of thing that bothers me because I don't feel like I have a personal connection to the tattoo or anything like that. It's just, I just want something for the sake of it. That's the only thing that really annoys me.
And the tattoo industry is just growing and growing, and I believe Forbes said it's 7th growing business in the world. Is that like fairly amazing to be part of a business that is just on the up and up?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good and bad because it's kind of like it's diluting the industry a little bit to the point where there's so many people in it, but it's also opening up where there's a very large amount of talent that's coming through out of nowhere. And the more people that are getting tattooed, the better, I guess. It's better for us.
And tell me, do you remember doing your first tattoo and who you did it on?
Yeah, actually. I done my first tattoo on someone else and my first tattoo in general.
On somebody else?
Okay, my first tattoo on somebody else was on my ex-girlfriend. She got a tiny little heartogram, which is like a pentagram, but it's from a band, and it was so bad. But I fixed it up like 6 months later, and she's happy with it. We just don't see each other anymore.
And tell me, what do you think about the whole laser industry in tattooing?
Depends. Some people do it well, some people don't. Like some people do it to the point where you can fix other tattoos and stuff like that, and it's not really questionable. Other people just burn tattoos, so I don't really know how to feel about it.
And tell me, cover-ups, do you do many of them?
No, cover-ups 100%. People that got tattoos in the 90s, all tribal, especially tribal, that's what I get rid of most, because I do a lot of heavy black work, so I just cover it up basically.
So tribal, you took straight away that it was big in the 90s, and tattoos have trends. What's the current trend in tattooing?
Black work and minimalistic tattoos, so really small or heavy line work based tattoos. That's what I know.
A man once told me you should have one or loads of tattoos. What do you think about that?
Loads of tattoos. If you're a tattoo artist, loads of tattoos. If you're an everyday person, you can have one. It's okay. Like some people get really addicted to them and then get covered in them. Some people don't have any plans to get any, and then it just happens someday. So I think it's a good mix, to be honest.
So Johnny, you're fairly tattooed yourself. So when people meet you first and they don't know what you do, what do they think your tattoos?
I've had some people say they're a bit weird. Like my finger tattoos, people are like, I can't read it looks like dirt and stuff like that. But other tattoo artists is what makes me feel better, because they look at it, they pay attention to all the detail and stuff in it. So it makes me feel good for actually getting them, rather than just some random person judging me for no reason.
And hand tattooing, when I first started getting tattooed, I was told they wouldn't tattoo me on the hands until you were heavily, heavily tattooed. Now I see a lot of people walking around with hand tattoos and nothing else. Is this becoming a really commonplace?
Yeah, 100%. People are definitely just getting tattoos on their face and their hands without having any like consideration for like future jobs or anything like that. They're not thinking like that. It's a different generation. They think it's happening now. I have to worry about it now, as regards to 10 years ago where a normal job wouldn't hire you if you had a tattoo on your arm, never mind on your hand. Nowadays, some jobs are accepting with it, but still, I don't like it. I think you should be covered too.
Tell me, the face, you have none, would you consider it? Oh, you have one little one in the corner.
I have my belief on that too. I don't think you should have face tattoos really as much. Like, they're nice on some people, but for myself, I'm like, no, it's not really my thing. So I get them so I can hide them.
Guys, you've heard it from the expert. He gets them on the face so he can hide them. Johnny, it was an absolute pleasure talking to you. Youngest tattoo artist I've met today. Pleasure. Thank you so much, Johnny. Lads, I can't be having the chat with the lovely Victor because he's Spanish and he has absolutely no idea what I'm saying, so that's not a bad thing for him. But he's doing an unbelievable portrait here on the lovely Adam. Adam, hello. You're sitting like a rock. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's putting on a brave face, I guess.
How many hours are you doing?
I've been here for 2 so far, but I think another hour and a half, maybe 2.
What's the inspiration beside this beautiful lady on your arm?
No, I just love portrait tattoos, and I have one on my leg as well, but when I heard he was available, I couldn't turn it down.
Do you follow Victor on Facebook?
Instagram.
And tell me, is this your first Dublin Tattoo Convention?
Yeah.
And where are you coming from today?
Cork.
And you have a Cork City Tattoo Convention as well, though?
Yeah, Middleton.
And have you attended that one?
Yeah, twice.
And is that where your leg piece came from?
Yeah, actually, both of them. Yeah.
So portraits, what's the thing about portraits that draws you to them?
I just think when they look real and realistic, I just think they're cool. It doesn't even look like a tattoo.
And your pain threshold, are you full of sugar because you can sit for this long?
Yeah, a few cans of Red Bull. Alright, but yeah.
Who is your favourite artist? If you could have anybody in this room today to tattoo you, who would it be?
Him, definitely.
So you're actually being tattooed by your hero as we speak?
Yeah.
Guys, you've seen it here first. The lovely Adam getting tattooed by Victor, his hero. Adam, you're sitting like a rock. I'm terribly impressed. I'm going to leave you at it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Busiest man in the convention, lads, is Paddy, the organiser of the Dublin City Convention. Paddy, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Paddy, you have a whole 2 minutes to tell me all about Dublin Tattoo Convention and how it began. Your brainchild.
I used to travel the world a lot and go to conventions, and I just took sections of each convention that I went to, and I was like, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad, and just sort of stuck them all in one and made this, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger over the years.
My first one was 2007 in the Burlington Hotel, and this is like honestly 10 times as large.
It was in the D4 Hotel in Ballsbridge.
That was the D4 Hotel, it's all the same to me. So Paddy, how did you get all these amazing artists? Because you have a lot of international faces here.
A lot of them I've met over the years at different shows. They're just, a lot of them are friends. And I meet people over the years, and
it's a small industry, Paddy. So how did you get into it?
Oh, it's not small at all, and tattooing has been around since dawn time. It'll be here after I'm gone, and it's freedom of expression. It's everything I believe in.
And tell me, if you had your ideal lineup for a tattoo artist to be here, who would you get?
Everyone I want to be here is here.
You can't say fairer than that. So next year, Convention Centre again, or are we going to go for somewhere bigger?
Never know, just watch this space.
And Paddy, if we want to follow you on Facebook, where do we go?
Dublin Tattoo Convention. So there's a Dublin Tattoo Convention Facebook page, and there's Instagram, there's the DublinTattooConvention.com, and all the information from everything is there. All next year's information will be there as soon as we know it, and we'll just start. I'll take 2 weeks off and start all over again.
And tell me, do you tattoo all around the world as well yourself?
I have never tattooed in my life.
Are you a piercer?
I was the first professional piercer in this country.
And that seems to have grown and grown and grown.
It does, but I don't do it anymore. But everything has gotten bigger because things are more acceptable now than they used to be. But some things are more acceptable now than they used to be.
And what do you think of face and hand tattooing?
I love it.
You have neither, you've none on your face so far?
Maybe I do, you just can't see them right.
Ah, so on the head. I believe it's very painful to get done on the head.
My ass was worse.
I have that done. I actually have to agree with you. Oh, he has his hand done and everything. Lads, it's a pleasure to have met the lovely Paddy. This is the absolute organiser, the chief of the Dublin Tattoo Convention. Watch this face and watch this space. Paddy, thanks so much for taking the 2 minutes to talk to us. As I just found one of Paul's gang, it is Corey from Lucky 13. Corey, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Corey, you're sporting a brand new tattoo on the side of your neck coming down to your shoulder.
Yes, yeah.
You look very calm and collected because I usually am holding the walls at this stage of a tattoo.
I am now, when I was all been done. I mean, I weren't half an hour ago or so, but it's alright. I'm glad it's done now, so.
You're a tattoo artist yourself, Corey?
No, I'm not. I'm just
You're just an observer?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Is this your first Dublin City Convention?
Yes, it is, yeah.
And talk to me through your tattoos. You have a lot of dot work here and a lot of, small, intricate work.
I kind of like the geometric stuff. So I just went for geometric sleeve, but I like the realism as well, so I'll get it.
Do you have a story behind your line or of any of your stuff, or do you just follow what you think you like as an image?
I like it as an image,
And I'm looking just at the crease of your eye, Corey. You have a little cross just coming down here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful was that?
It's hard to say, really. 6 or 7, maybe. It went overly bad, but.
Are you a good sitter?
I say yeah, but Paul would say no.
How long are you getting tattooed?
How long have I been? About 5 years.
And tell me, if you could pick any kind of celebrity tattoo artist in the world to tattoo you right now, who do you think you'd go for?
I don't think I could decide on that one.
You can't decide because the lovely Paul tattoos you.
Yeah.
Corey, congratulations on sitting for this beautiful piece, and thank you very much for talking to us.
No,
thank you. Guys, I've actually just found the coolest couple in the convention centre. If you want to stand here and gaze at the beauty that be Paul and Ivani. Guys, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Paul, I believe we just saw an amazing leg that you just did.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And please tell me that you did enter the competition.
I have entered the competition. I've done a couple of pieces this weekend. I do love this show. It's one of the best shows I go to.
Any winners this weekend?
For me, the awards haven't been given out yet, so fingers crossed.
And tell me, Dublin City Tattoo Convention, is this your first, fifth, sixth?
No, this will be my 6th year here. This is one of the only shows I could just keep coming back to. There's so much passion and love for, just this city, let alone the art. I just keep coming back to it. I can't stay away.
And Paul, you have a shop in Ipswich.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Lucky 13 Tattoo Studio.
And tell me, what is your favourite style of tattooing?
I literally try my hand at everything, but the tattoo that you just see is a new style that I'm just attempting to do, and it's paying off really nicely. I'm enjoying it.
I'm looking at both of you guys, and you have your faces tattooed.
Yeah. Well, when you're born ugly, you got to cover it up, right?
Hello, have you seen you two? Amazing.
Yeah. I was just counting myself there. She's hot.
And tell me, how painful is it on getting the face done?
It's when you gear yourself up to get your face done, you build yourself so high that it's not that it comes easy, but you kind of just the worst part is staying still.
Yeah. Tattoo creams, do they work?
I must say, not all the tattoo creams out there do work. I mean, I'm big fond of Hustle Butter and things like that. The Panthen, they're my go-to ones over any of the other ones.
And tell me, numbing creams, do you use them in your shop?
I don't use them personally, but one of my guys who I tattooed at the weekend, he used a numbing cream called Dr. Numb. That seems to be the better one on the market.
And Ivani, talk me through your beautiful tattoos. I see an amazing face here on your arm. That's so amazing.
This isn't finished yet. This is a Frankenstein and Bride. So it's based on us, really. So.
Yeah. And what age were you when you started getting tattooed? Because you're fairly covered.
Sorry, what?
What age were you when you started getting your first tattoo?
Probably 20, was it?
Yeah, 20 years old, yeah.
20?
That's how I met her.
Yeah. Come first tattoo.
She's come for her first tattoo and never left.
That's a great story. And have you got a background in tattooing yourself apart from getting tattooed?
No, I just observe. Observe the master, that's what I do.
And tell me, how is it accepted in your workplace?
To be honest, I'm a stay-at-home mum, so it's accepted by this man.
And around where you live, is tattoo on the face, is that a thing that's common or no?
It's not common, but I don't think it's really frowned upon just because tattoos are so...
It depends what circles you're moving in, you see.
Yeah.
Like, around the studio, that those that know that we're a part of the tattoo world, of course it's accepted because, but the people that don't know us, they do judge, and they judge hard, But once they get speaking to you and they look past the judgmental side of it, they see that we're just the same as like you are, We're just normal people. We just like to express ourselves. I think we were born naked for a reason, and that's to express ourselves, and we do that.
And tell me, what do your kids think of your tattoos? They must think you're the coolest mom at the playground.
There's one of us. Yeah, this is my daughter.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Good.
What do you think of your very tattooed parents?
Oh, amazing. So cool.
And do you think when you're older you'd get a little tattoo? I see that you're rocking a bit of a henna one today on the hands.
Yeah. I'll get loads. I'm going to be covered.
That is very cool. So you're going to get an apprenticeship with your dad when you're old enough?
Yeah. Oh, she actually wants to be, she was just about to say this, she actually wants to be an architect, archaeologist.
Oh, an archaeologist. So you're going to see where this all stemmed from.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
So like growing up around tattoos and stuff like that, it's not just set up her just having cool parents, so she says, it's a case of her wanting to go and set her career based upon it, not tattooing, but finding out where it all originated from, and of course with history as well. So, like me being tattooed as heavy as what I am, has actually gained her a career out of it, will gain her a career out of it. So I'm pleased, I'm happy.
So this is a room full of very talented people, but if you could get your ideal tattoo artist here this weekend, who would be here?
Jose Lopez, Lowrider.
Have you gone over and said hello?
Yeah, we're friends now, so like we're going to get him to come and guest spot in my studio and stuff, so it's good.
Guys, I see your hands are tattooed. I believe the hands are harder to keep with water and with, every day.
Yeah, because there's like hardly any fat underneath the skin on your hands. It dries out real fast, so keeping moisture within your hands is really hard. So they do wear off a lot quicker, so they're a lot harder to heal.
So what do you think is going to be the next trend in tattooing?
I don't know where we could go from here, really. It's an open market, because we've breached so many barriers that was said that could never happen, like almost sticking like a photograph onto your arm or any piece of your body. So like what would be next from there? Oh my God, it'd probably be robots tattooing, I just don't know where it's going to go from here, because we're literally like expanding everything on a daily basis when it comes to art. So I couldn't even tell you.
And tell me, Paul, how's your eyesight from being so stuck on one piece of skin all the time? Do your eyes jump or suffer?
No, they don't jump or suffer. Like, don't get me wrong, you are really tired at the end of a full day sit, but it's worth a sacrifice,
And tell me, how long is the longest person who sat for you for a tattoo?
I've sat down for 17 and a half hours on one hit.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Were you numb or could you feel?
Yeah, I mean, my back and my back. I was in a lot of pain with myself. You know what I mean, like with my back. But I actually done that tattoo at the Dublin show when it was at the Red Cow. Across the, where the Red Cow?
Yes, across the M50.
Yeah, that's where this show used to be there. And I actually done that tattoo time-wise there.
So every year, guys, it's growing and growing and growing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do you guys have many shows in like the UK?
Yeah, we have a lot of shows in the UK, but I prefer the international shows more because I find that in the UK it's about like who you know rather than what you can do, and the international shows are about what you can do and not who you know. So it's always nicer to get judged and seen by what you can do and not who you know.
And guys, for both of you, how do you feel about shows like Miami Ink, LA Ink, tattoo fixers? Any opinions?
The tattoo fixers and that lot, I think they've got a lot to answer for, but Miami Ink and that lot, you got to remember, tattooing was not a household name until you get some celebrities. Everyone goes back to like the whole David Beckham started the thing, but I really do think that Miami Ink was a massive footprint in the tattoo industry to be able to put it out there. It's just a shame that there's been other shows that have piggybacked that show to like almost like make a joke of the industry, but it's so hard to have a real passion and to make it in this industry for a show like, you know, I'm not slating it, but Tattoo Fixers has got a lot to answer for as opposed to how tattoos are laid out in a studio. They kind of give you this this image that you walk into a tattoo studio, you sit down with 4 guys, they do a drawing and you get to pick what it is. It's nothing like that, you know. Where Miami Ink was more, you know, it was more like how a studio actually works, you know, and how you work as a team rather than against each other. And that's how I found Tattoo Fixers were. It felt like they were more against each other, where Miami Ink felt like more of a family when it comes to tattooing, and that's how it is.
Hi guys, I'm with the lovely Renee from the Riding Wizard Tattoo. Renee, I was really interested to come talk to you because you do hand poke tattoos. Yes. Something I haven't really seen at this convention or really ever in Ireland.
Yeah, basically not many people do it, but it is the old way to do tattoos. So what we do, we use the same sterile needles which are used for the machine, but we attach it to a bamboo stick and we poke it dot by dot by dot.
That sounds painful.
Actually, it's not so bad. Most of people think that it is very bad, like, you know, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It takes longer to do, definitely.
How long more is the healing time? Is it extra healing time?
The healing time actually is less. It usually heals in a week.
And tell me, how popular are they against regular machine tattoos?
They are getting more and more popular at the moment. Not many people know about them, so they ask, they stop by, they ask, and when they see how they look like, they're getting interested, and many of my customers try it out to see how it is as well.
And would that be more popular on the hand or on the neck, or whereabouts on the body would that be the most popular?
Usually people go for very small designs just to try it out, and it's usually based somewhere on either hands or somewhere on the body where you can hide it.
Looking on you, Renee, is this hand poked here?
This is hand poked, the dots, and this is fully hand poked, this piece.
Is hand poking originally from Thailand?
There are many different types of traditional tattooing. The one which I do, it's called the Egyptian type, and it's done with the thinnest needle. The Thailand one is a little bit different, and they use wider needles, so the designs are a bit more heavier. My ones is a bit more lighter.
And do you do traditional? You do traditional, but do you do machine work as well yourself?
Sorry?
So you do machine work as well yourself?
I do machine work as well, yes.
And do you prefer the hand poke or the machine?
To be honest with you, I love both of them to do. The hand poke is a bit more original, as not many people do it so far as well. So, but I love both of them, to be honest with you. It is my passion. So.
And tell me, Renee, when did you start out in the tattoo world?
I started with tattooing in the early 2000s, and I started to get in them, like, I got first tattoo in 95, and since then I was trying, I'm like, okay, could go for something like that. I always used to draw and things like that, you know, so making designs wasn't so far away from me. And basically, it took me a while until I found someone who took me as an apprentice, and I started to do small works and bigger ones, and you know.
And did you learn hand poking first or with the machine?
No, I started with machine tattoos first. Hand poking I'm doing since the last 5 years at the moment.
And Renee, if anyone's interested in getting a hand poking tattoo, where will we find you?
We are based in Ballincollig, which is County Cork, about 10 minutes away from Cork City.
Renee, fantastic to talk to you. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Nice to meet you. Guys, I'm here with the beautiful Caoimhe. She is the niece of Paddy, one of the tattoo convention organisers. Caoimhe, I believe your tattoo convention history began when you were 11 years old.
Yeah, no, I remember when Paddy first organised it. The building is no longer in existence. That's how long ago it's been. I still have the convention t-shirt. It still kind of fits. It's a bit of a crop top now. But yeah, no, I was quite young. You're looking at me 17 years ago, so it's been a long time.
So you've watched it grow and grow and grow over the years?
Yeah. No, it's changed venues a few times. This one obviously being our most impressive. We've been here for the last 3 years. It's gone great. It's been great.
You must see all walks of life because you're here at the door as you walk into the convention centre and meet all the people coming in.
Yeah, you know what? It's actually in the last few years even, because I remember I've been doing this since I was 18. So watching people come in, usually it was like heavily tattooed people like back then. Now you see people of all ages. So now you have like grandmothers coming in with their kids, and it's really cool because they all leave with tattoos. So it's been going really well. It's really nice to see it grow in that kind of capacity.
And do you have a background in the tattoo industry or the piercing industry, Caoimhe?
No, I can't draw a stick man. But now again, like because of like Paddy being around and his friends, I've always had a huge interest in it because like his friends used to come over like to my nanny's house or to come over like family parties. So I've always had a bit of an interest in it. I got tattooed a week after I turned 18, so it's an ongoing spiral.
And which is your favourite tattoo?
One that I have?
Yes.
For sentimental value, probably this one. My dad passed away a few years ago and he used to give me Valentine's cards every year. So he used to sign them Guess Who and make fun of me. And he'd be like, Guess Who, idiot. Like, it's 22 years, you still haven't guessed. And obviously it was him. But after when he passed away, I was like, I'm not going to have that anymore. So I took one of the cards to my tattooer and he put his handwriting on me. So I have my dad's handwriting.
That is so beautiful. So everybody seems to have a lovely story behind their tattoos.
Yeah, something like a lot of them can be sentimental. I do obviously recommend getting something that means something to you. But at the same time, if something's cool enough to get on you and you like it enough to put it on you, do it. You know what I mean? I know people have this idea that it's like it has to mean something, you have to have this like huge backstory. If you think it looks really cool and you like the story behind, maybe it's like a mythological character or it's a Greek god. If you like the story behind, get it.
Is any of your tattoo heroes here today, Caoimhe?
There's a few great tattooers here today. A lot of them have come back. Marco Brad is here today. Paul Sansu's here today. They're great tattooers. Some of my favourites. Yet to get tattooed by either of them though, so they're on the checklist. I'll get them one day.
And tell me, if you could have any celebrity tattoo artist, who would it be and why?
A celebrity tattoo artist. Oh no, that's a good one. I don't have a celebrity tattoo artist that I want to get tattooed by. There's a few tattooers that I had on my checklist. Sean Topper being one of them, who's actually a friend of mine now. That's kind of one of the up there tattooers like that. Tim Hendricks is very well known in the industry, is another one that I'm coming for.
And tell me, how's your pain threshold?
I'm not going to brag, but it's quite good. I remember my friend, he did my ribs for me for my birthday one year, and he told me that it's going to be the worst pain I'd ever felt. So I laughed the whole way through. So it's okay. But when it comes to like my ribs are really fine. Everyone warned me my ribs. But then you look at like the inside of my arms and stuff. I was a baby. But it's quite good.
And where next do you think on your body you'll go to tattoo?
I'm going to start properly on this arm. I have a little one up here, but this arm is looking very bare in comparison. So we're going to start this and then move on to the legs.
And tell me, are you more of a fan of colour or black and grey?
I am a really big fan of colour traditional. I just think it's really bold. The lines on it is, they're just really bold. They stand out a lot. So,
do you stick with the same artist or do you keep going to different ones each time?
I go to different ones. I like to collect them. They're all kind of consistently the same style, but I do like to kind of have a few different mixes in there.
Caoimhe, it was amazing to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
guys, a beautiful Caoimhe. I love the fact that the lovely Ben has brought his own clientele. This is Becky, guys, and she's come all the way from the UK to be tattooed by Ben. Yeah. Becky is sitting like a rock, Ben. I've had my thighs tattooed and they are sore.
Yeah. She sounded like an absolute dream. She's the second tattoo in like 3 days. First one done on Friday and now this one.
And the one on Friday, what did she have done?
Small little one on her ankle. Tiny little one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Small little flower.
So she went bigger and bolder this time.
She's getting addicted. It's a problem.
And Ben, you're all the way from London.
Well, close to London, Ipswich, about an hour away.
So you know Lucky Number 13 tattoos as well?
Yeah, I work there.
You guys are just kind of a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's about 4 of us here. Behind you, actually.
And tell me, did Paul bring you into the industry? Did he teach you?
He taught me an awful lot. I was working part-time at another shop beforehand. Ever since I worked there full-time, I've learned so much and from the guys there, and it's been mental.
And what age were you when you started to tattoo?
What age? 21, I think, when I first started learning. About 21. I'm 25 now.
Do you have an art background, or you?
Yeah, my whole family full of artists. I've got a sister who's an art teacher. My mum was an artist. My granddad was an artist. It's kind of gone from that way, really.
And does the sight of blood ever freak you out when you're tattooing?
Definitely not. No, to be fair with tattooing, you don't really see that much blood anyway, so it's never really an issue.
And you're tattooing flowers here on Becky. What is your favourite thing to tattoo?
Anything really with a lot of colour, cartoon sort of style, anything big, bold, bright and in your face, just anything like that. A lot of retro sort of stuff, video game stuff, any old school cartoons, 90s. Yeah, love it all.
And have you got any numbing cream on Becky's tattoo, or is she just sitting like a rock?
No, she's just sitting like a rock, no numbing cream at all.
And tell me, Ben, that tattooing flowers, is that your favourite thing apart from, you know, characters?
What's that?
Tattooing flowers seems to be a thing that people love because you've got so much more detail in flowers.
Yeah, they're always quite a staple part of tattooing, like flowers and things like that, roses, anything like that.
So if I wanted to get a tattoo with you, how long would your waiting list be?
At the moment, it's sort of like about a month or two. At the moment, it's nothing major, but yeah, probably about a month, maybe two. End up working a lot of late nights, so it's not too bad.
So do you have like a Monday to Friday clientele, or do you kind of work every hour that you can when it comes to tattooing?
Yeah, we do Monday to Saturdays at the shop, so we work every hour under the sun pretty much.
Do you find people buy tattoo vouchers more at Christmas and birthdays? Has become more mainstream?
Oh yeah, it really has. It's something everyone always wants for someone. Something everyone always wants.
They're so bold. They just want to distract you. I'm not allowed to put that on camera, lads. I don't even want to tell you what that is, but I'm not putting it on camera. Ben, it's great to talk to you. I'm going to get back to your work. Becky, you're doing so well. You're sitting like a rock. I'm in envy. Thanks, guys. Guys, today was absolutely fantastic at the convention centre. We've met them from all ages, all walks of life and all creeds and colours. Things we have learned from today's tattoo convention. That would be hands and face, possibly a no-no unless you are heavily tattooed. Every tattoo has a story, be it bad, good or indifferent, and tattooed people are one of the coolest and most welcoming that we have had. We are exhausted, we've had a very fun time, and we're going to go in and see, has anyone got time to throw a quick bit of ink on myself or Mark? Guys, till the next time, talk to you soon.